Hi, I'm Tiffany Espinosa, and welcome to Flip Time from Children's Museum Houston. Flip is an exciting program for kids and the adults who take care of them. Flip stands for Family Literacy Involvement Program. It was designed especially for you by Children's Museum Houston to encourage your love of reading and learning. Today we're going to be exploring some Flip kits by reading the books that are inside and doing the activities that are connected to them. Let's go look for our first kit. There are so many kits to choose from for different ages and for different languages. This one is an English kit called Harry the Dirty Dog, and it has a green tag, which means that it is for preschoolers from ages 3 to 5 years old, but kids of any age or adults of any age can enjoy it. And we'll be learning about a sense of self and health. Let's take a look at what's inside of our kit. Let's pull out our project case. Well, there's our book that we're going to be reading today. And here are the things that we need to turn back into the library when we finish doing our activity. We have some more materials here. We have a tub, some soap, some small toy dogs, a sponge, and a washcloth. This looks like a lot of fun. And here are our instructions that help us to complete our activity. Well, I think we have everything we need, so let's go ahead and read our story. Our story today is Harry the Dirty Dog by Jean Zion. Do you like to get messy? Sometimes getting messy can be fun. It's fun to get muddy or to play around in some finger paints or foam. How do you feel when you're dirty? How do you feel when you get clean? Sometimes when we get dirty, we can start to feel sticky and uncomfortable, itchy, and getting clean can make us feel so much better. What do you think would happen if we never washed our bodies? Well, Harry does not like to take a bath. He even runs away from home, and he gets so dirty that when he gets back home, his family doesn't even recognize him. Let's read our story and find out what happens to Harry when he gets really, really dirty. Harry the Dirty Dog by Jean Zion. Harry the Dirty Dog. Look, there he is with his brush and ready to get into the bath. But maybe he isn't ready. He's running away from the bath. Harry was a white dog with black spots who liked everything except getting a bath. So one day when he heard the water running in the tub, he took the scrubbing brush and buried it in the backyard. Then he ran away from home. He played where they were fixing the street and got very dirty. He played at the railroad. Where is Harry? Oh, there he is. And got even dirtier. He's getting all of that coal dust from the train on his body. He played with other dogs and became dirtier still. Oh my gosh, is he a white dog with black spots anymore? Oh no. He slid down a coal chute and got the dirtiest of all. In fact, he changed from a white dog with black spots to a black dog with white spots. I don't think I've ever gotten that dirty. Wow. He was busy. Although there were many other things to do, Harry began to wonder if his family thought that he had really run away. He felt tired and hungry too, so without stopping on the way, he ran back to the house. When Harry got to his house, he crawled through a fence and sat looking at the back door. One of the family looked out and said, "There's a strange dog in the backyard. By the way, has anyone seen Harry?" How do you think his family must feel thinking that he's run away or that he's lost? You think they miss him? Do you think they're sad? When Harry heard this, he tried very hard to show them he was Harry. He started to do his old clever tricks. He flip-flopped and he flop-flipped. He rolled over and he played dead. Do you think that convinced them? He still doesn't look very much like himself, does he? He danced and he sang. What a talented dog. He did these tricks over and over again, but everyone shook their heads and said, "Oh no, it couldn't be Harry." Harry gave up and he walked slowly toward the gate. But suddenly, he stopped. He ran to a corner of the garden and started to dig furiously. Soon he jumped away from the hole, barking short, happy barks. What is Harry going to do? What is he thinking? What's buried in that hole? Do you remember? He'd found the scrubbing brush, and carrying it in his mouth, he ran into the house. Up the stairs he dashed, with the family following behind. I think he has a very good idea, don't you? He jumped into the bathtub and sat up begging with the scrubbing brush in his mouth, a trick he certainly had never done before. "This little doggy wants a bath," cried the little girl, and her father said, "Why don't you and your brother give him one?" I think that'll be nice. Let's see what happens. Harry's bath was the soapiest one he'd ever had. It worked like magic. As soon as the children started to scrub, they began shouting, "Mommy, Daddy, look, come quick. It's Harry, it's Harry, it's Harry," they cried. He wagged his tail and was very, very happy. His family combed and brushed him lovingly, and he became once again a white dog with black spots. Oh, they must be so happy to have their dog back. And Harry must be very happy that his family knows that it's him. It was wonderful to be home. After dinner, Harry fell asleep in his favorite place, happily dreaming of how much fun it had been getting dirty. He slept so soundly he didn't even feel the scrubbing brush he had hidden under his pillow. The end. At the end of our story, Harry decided to finally take a bath. Why do you think so? How do you think he felt after he got nice and clean? How do you think he feels about bathing now? What do you think Harry will do the next time he gets dirty and smelly? Will he decide to take a bath again? Let's take a look at our materials again. I have here a few very dirty dogs and they are in need of a bath. If you have some dog toys or any other animal or people toys that you don't mind getting wet, you can do this activity along with me. So I am going to draw a bath. I brought some water here to the library with me. First, I will add some soap so we can have some bubbles. Bubbles are always fun in a bath. And then I will add my water, not too hot and not too cold. Yeah, that's nice and comfy. Look at those bubbles that are bubbling up. And now we can give our puppies a bath. Bath time can be fun. A dog might like to play in the bath while you scrub him behind the ears and brush and wash him off. I like to sing songs while in the bath. How about you? So this doggy is nice and clean. Let's make sure we didn't miss any spots. Did you get your dog nice and clean? Did you clean his feet? His little tail? All on the head? And then we can dry him off even. Nice and dry. Now he's ready for his nap. He's nice and clean, isn't he? We can wash off our other dog. Oh yeah, he's getting nice and clean. What happens to the dirt that was on our dogs when we wash them? When we wash with soap and water, the soap pulls dirt away from our bodies and the dirt floats away in the water. That's why when you get out of the tub after finishing a bath, after a particularly busy day, you might see that your bath water looks a little dirty. That's why it's good to wash your hands throughout the day and take a bath every day. Some people bathe at the beginning of their day, while others bathe at the end of their day. Some people even bathe twice a day. But that's up to you. Bath time is a great time to learn about the parts of your body, to learn how to wash, and to explore through cause and effect. Next time you take a bath, bring some items that you don't mind getting wet along with you. They can be containers, measuring cups, toys. You can practice measuring things in the water, pouring things out, filling things up, even seeing what sinks and what floats. Any time is a great time for learning, even bath time. Our next story is Mei Ling's Hiccups by David Mills. In this story, Mei Ling is at school with a case of the hiccups, and everyone in her class has an idea of how to cure them, but nothing seems to work. Let's see how she cures her hiccups. Mei Ling's Hiccups by David Mills and illustrated by Derek Brazel. Who wants to play party games? Asked Mei Ling's teacher. Follow me, he sang. They're having a party at school. I wonder what they're celebrating. But Mei Ling wanted to finish her drink. It was cool, it was yummy, and she drank every last drop. But when she finished, all she could say was, "Hick!" And another came, "Hick!" And another, "Hick!" Oh no! What's happening to Mei Ling? Ben giggled. Mei Ling wanted to laugh too, but all she could say was, hic! I know, said Ben. My mom says you have to do this and count to 5. So they both plugged their noses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hic! Oh no, said Mei Ling. That didn't work. Then Ruby came back in. I know, said Ruby. My dad says you have to do this. So everyone tried to look upside down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hic! Oh no, said Mei Ling. Then Leo came back in. I know, said Leo. My uncle says you have to do this. So everyone drank water from the other side of their cups. How do you even do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hic! Oh no. Then Sahil came in. I know, said Sahil. My grandma says you have to do this. So everyone went spin, spin, spin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hic! Oh no, said Mei Ling. Nothing seems to be working, does it? Then Sophie came back in. I know, said Sophie. My cousin says you have to do this. So everyone did bicycles in the air. Do you know how to do bicycles? You just lay on your back and you kick your feet up like you're riding a bicycle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hic! Oh no, said Mei Ling. But then she saw her balloon and she had an idea. I know, she said slowly. Mei Ling, shouted all her friends. What is she going to do? Pop! Went Mei Ling's balloon. She sat on her balloon and popped it. Huh? Shh. Everyone listened carefully for Mei Ling's hiccups. Gone? Asked Mei Ling very quietly. Gone, said everyone. Hooray! Shouted everyone. Pop, 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 pop. And what was that? Asked the teacher. Hic, said everyone. Oh no, said Mei Ling. The end. What different cures did Mei Ling's friends suggest to her? Could you count them and see how many there were? I remember there was holding your breath, looking upside down, bending over and looking upside down, spinning, drinking out of the wrong side of the cup, and doing bicycles. What eventually worked for Mei Ling? I think it was that she just popped a balloon. Did that surprise her, do you think? Why did that work? Did any of those suggestions seem familiar to you? Have you ever heard of any of those? Did you see any of your favorite cures in the book? I know one of my favorite cures is to hold my breath for as long as I can, and that usually works for me, especially after a few tries. So why do we get hiccups anyway? Well, we have a muscle here beneath our rib cage called a diaphragm, and when it contracts, it pulls air into our lungs and it fills up our chest cavity. But when we get a hiccup, our diaphragm contracts very quickly and it pulls air into our lungs very quickly. And when that happens, it makes the epiglottis, which is a flap that keeps food from going the wrong way when we swallow, it causes that epiglottis to flap in our windpipe. And that makes the hic, hic sound from our hiccups. We can make our own hiccup machine together. So let's use the materials that are in our flip kit. We have a straw, some wax, a large balloon and a small balloon, a cup with its top. So first, I'm going to make sure that my lid is secured onto my cup. And then I'll push my straw into the opening of my lid. Then I'm going to place a small balloon, and that might actually be easier to do it outside and then put it back into the cup. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to tape the balloon in place. And we want to make sure that it doesn't come off and that no air goes through the tape if you blow on it lightly. So you can test it out by blowing on it and making sure that no air escapes from around your tape. That's good, yeah. So now I've got my balloon back inside my cup. And this is my lung. So now we're going to take the large balloon and stretch it over the open end of our plastic cup. And before doing this, you might want to get your grown-up to cut off that bottom part of your cup for you. But in order to get the balloon to stretch over, you might have to cut off the skinny part of your balloon, that narrow part, so you can get it over the bottom part of your cup. And then you're going to stretch it over that bottom part, and you might need some help to stretch it over that bottom part. You might need two sets of hands. Look, I was able to do it by myself. Cool. So this is your diaphragm. We're going to set the diaphragm down onto the table, and then we'll adjust our straw so that it's about at least 1/4 of an inch away from the diaphragm, so that it's not touching it, it's just right above it. And then we'll add some of this soft wax around this opening so that there's no air going in or out of the space around our straw. And if you don't have wax, you can use Play-Doh that you have at home. Just anything that's soft and kind of like a putty that can keep that air from going in and out around. Because the only air that you want to be going in and out of your cup is through your straw. All right, So now that we have that done, now we are going to pick up our cup and we're going to pinch a small piece of our diaphragm in our fingers like this. And then we'll slowly pull down and watch what happens to the balloon. See that? We pull down and then we're gonna push back up and see what happens. What did you notice? When I pull it down, the balloon inflated. That's what happens in our lungs when we breathe in. Our diaphragm pulls down and our lungs fill up. And then when we breathe out or exhale, our diaphragm pushes back up and our lungs deflate or they empty. Now listen very carefully as you pull down and you push up very quickly on your diaphragm. What do you hear? Once you've made your hiccup machine, we would love to see it. Share a photo of this or any other flip kit activity you've done by tagging us on Instagram at Children's Museum Houston or hashtag FlipKitCMH. Can't wait to see what you've done. Thank you so much for joining me today and exploring our flip kits. Remember, you can visit your Houston Public Library to discover more flip kits. With over 250 kits in our catalog, the love of learning and reading can go on and on. Bye-bye.